Welcome back to view a new tutorial. It is Phalcon Framework tutorial part 4. In this tutorial, I'll discuss how to make a simple application with manually. In previous tutorial, I'll discuss how to run a Phalcon framework, and Phalcon tutorial 1 and 2 discuss how to run and install Phalcon and how many DevTools require. And it is our DevTool required DevTools. And our PSR autoload file, it is our PS, and I also change my PHP autoload file, write app. First I create a folder, this name is app. Now go to the composer.json file and write PSR autoload file is app. It is our autoload folder, and write dump write composer dump minus autoload. Press enter. Okay, our dump autoload command update this new PSR folder back to this public index.php file. First you have required this autoload.php file inside on this vendor for load this composer autoload file. It is our composer autoload file. If you don't use composer, then use this namespace Phalcon autoload loader and set this directory system. And there have several type of directory system. Check this Phalcon autoload option. Phalcon autoload exceptions and Phalcon autoload loader class. Here is an example of Phalcon autoload loader class example is, and this is our function register class and directories locations. This function set directories and location of your app and folders, but I use composer, therefore this directory system not required for me. First I use a namespace that is .env slash .env. It is not Phalcon namespace. I install this by a composer, and that is php.env. This package I install for my .env file security. Here is my .env file. I install this .env file inside in main directory, as that is my .env file. Inside I set my personal information, that is database adapter. My database adapter is MySQL, and database host, it is my database host, and username, database password, database name, and database chart sheet. And our view directory, my view directory name is theme.main as save, and write my view directory, new folder name is themes, 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 and write main, new folder main. It is our theme directory. I set my theme directory like a WordPress theme directory. Next, back to index.php file and write .env create immutable and load this root path inside on there. Therefore, our .env file load inside on our main directory index.php file inside in index.php file. Now I use Phalcon di FactoryDefault. Use Phalcon di /FactoryDefault. This Phalcon di FactoryDefault namespace register our service provider like as URL, HTTP request, and dispatcher view, etc. I take an example, that is first write .di is equal to FactoryDefault as first write new. Okay, and use this example. This function register this root path inside on this root path name. Now you use this root path inside anywhere on this application. Where use this root path? If you try to back to the public.html public directory to the main directory, then write this config path, it is our variable, and write di offset get and this root path inside on this root path. Okay, now I try to install my service provider. Create a folder inside in app directory, that is config, and write new file, it is config.php. For config your directory structure, please use this namespace Phalcon config/config. Use this config folder, look like this. I also skip my script writing option. Look at that, how to use .env file, .env .adapter. How to find this .adapter array? It is this db adapter, and this .env structure I generate with this .env class namespace. Check config as db adapter db host. If you want to remove this and direct use this db adapter, then remove this and save. But my application format is beginning format, therefore I save this similar. Our view directory I set themes and theme/main, and base URL set this base URL. If you want to change this base URL, try anything, then you change it, look like this. I also write this slash s. There have no effect because I cannot register my view directory inside an application. I use to my base file, base URL is this URL. Any extra keyword I want to not use, therefore I set this base URL. Save. Back to index.php file. Now I use Phalcon PHP Applications, this namespace, and write this. If you run this project, then I see an error because server view was not found in dependency injection and many other things, because we cannot set this type of service. Now I set this type of service. First I set my config file. Yes, it is our config file. This config file I want to share each of the directory, like control view route everywhere, therefore write this. And first check if config file is exist or is config file is readable. Config file is not readable and config file is not exist, then these exceptions, our exceptions set error message, that is config file does not exist. Save and check. If any other view have see an error inside on this means our config directory does not exist. Back to index.php file. How to use this config file? Example, write this, and dbconfig is equal to, it is our variable, di get share config. Use this config, get share this config, and write get and database, and this database is config slash database, and array, I write array to array, that means that it is array. Yes, it is a array. How to use this array? And write this function, and di set share db, and function, and put with use function inside in dbconfig, this dbconfig. Okay, this dbconfig inside on there, and db class dbconfig adapter, it is our array class. I use inside on this adapter, our adapter is MySQL. Yes, our dbconfig adapter is MySQL. And look at that, there are Phalcon db adapter slash pdu, it is our pdu adapter class. This class is required while we handle MySQL or other DB. Phalcon supports several kind of database like MySQL, MongoDB. MongoDB does not a database that is not a rational database, MariaDB and SQLite, etc. Again I say this database adapter I use like this. First go to the config and set get database to array, and I use this dbconfig for this function di function, right, for db setup our database adapter for share my with my array database adapter, and this database adapter is this database adapter with my config script, and now return db class dbconfig. If you want to use this dbconfig, then this similar method use get share config. I will describe you later while I discuss database management system. Now I will use dispatcher. What is dispatcher? Dispatcher is a system that set up with different type of service. It is similar like DI, but that is not fully DI interface. Dispatcher carry similar this default namespace, which namespace are we use for our controller, and when the router not found a perfect path, then which controller is trigger and which controller is trigger out, etc. I set on dispatcher setup, that is set default namespace, that is our default namespace, and I use my namespace. This is our main namespace. Sorry for my spelling mistakes. Now I set my default namespace module, copy app, new folder, the folder name is modules, and next folder name is backend, copy module, and new folder, this name is backend, and there are controllers, and last folder name is controller, new folder, this name is controller s. I also set some folder, that is front end. I forgot this namespace use. And now I add new namespace, that is Phalcon plus directory. I set namespace name rename is plus directory. Look at that. What is plus? Plus is a simple messaging system, and while any error occurs or while any message you require to send on, I set an example. When any error occurs, then this CSS class set inside on this message is alert dangers, that is bootstrap class. While any message is success, then set alert alert success message, alert success CSS class. And notice then this class is set alert info. Similar this warning, and another plus function is set implicit pass. Set implicit pass. That is I set false because this function is set up if any error or any success message is occurs, then other service is continue or not. This system is set up is this function I set false. This means other service is continue is running that times. While I set controllers, then I describe more than this flash message. Now I set up URL. Therefore I use this namespace Phalcon embassy URL. Phalcon embassy URL. Now write this URL. Look at that our base URL setup. There di get share config. I share this config on this site. On this config, and use this application base URL inside on this config our base URL. That is our base URL, and I set this inside on URL set base URL and return URL. Our base URL setup is ready. I again try my local directory and reload. I can't complete my application, therefore our index main page not run. Again I try my application to complete. Back to index.php file. Now I set my session adapter with this namespace. First namespace is session adapter stream as session adapter, and Phalcon session manager as session manager, and Phalcon session batch. These three namespace I use for my session management. Now use session manager and set share session manager is session. Next function session new session manager files, and use this class session adapter. There are two class I use. One is session manager, and another is write my variable file, and there a adapter is session adapter. Now what is session adapter? Session adapter is a system that when I upload any file or something, then this save path and their system temp directory. This file first go to this directory, that is our temp directory. What is temp directory? Temp directory is a system while anything is loaded on your computer and any file, then this file is go inside in temp directory. It is default directory of any operating system. How to check Windows temp directory? First write cmd Windows run. First write Windows run Windows R then write temp. Okay, it is our temp directory. If any file or function is loaded, then this information go inside on this directory. If any file load or any memory kind of things load, then this file save inside on this directory. Okay, I think it is and set session adapter, our file directory I set inside on there as session start. That means our session is start and I return this session. Okay, our session directory setup is okay. Now I'll try to use Phalcon session back. It is Phalcon session back namespace. And do you know what is Phalcon session back? Let me explain. Phalcon session back is a session system that take a variable or array inside on session. Let's write Phalcon session back. First, I take my di container inside get share session. This session is in this session. My session back name I set is session back, and for this use I set this variable and write new back and return this. Now I set my view directory. Let's write view directory. Look at that. First I collect my root path directory separator.di get share config application view directory and di set share view, and this view directory use and take this namespace. I cannot take this namespace inside on there. Now I write this namespace inside on there. Our Phalcon view namespace is this namespace. There have separate type of engine, view engine. There our first view engine is Bolt engine, that is similar to Laravel Blade or JavaScript view engine, and another view engine is PHTML. It is manual PHP script view engine. If you want to try your view engine of your own view engine, then set this view engine inside on there and use their namespace inside on top of the script. As our view engine namespace is set, first view engine is PHP engine and another view engine is Phalcon Bolt engine. Let's talk about some Bolt engine script. Go to the front end and click Bolt, as it is a Bolt engine example. What is Bolt engine? Look at that. Bolt engine is an ultra fast and designer friendly template engine write in C for PHP. It's offers set of helper to write view easily. Bolt engine highly interested with other component of Phalcon, but you can use as a standalone component if your application. Bolt engine is inspired by Ninja. Look at this. What is Ninja? Sorry, what is Jinja? Jinja is a fast, expensive, expandable template engine. Place a placeholder in the template allow writing code similar to Python syntax. Then the same template is passed data to reader the final document. Look at that. There have for statement and if statement. This script is similar to this PHP script. You must be read this bold article. Now back to application. Now I set my bolt engine on next level. Let's write. Look at that. First I take a variable view and share my view engine and write this bolt syntax. Set share bolt and view and di. I take view and di. Bolt engine. Their path. What is path? When a bolt engine is combined and run, then they can create a dynamic HTML syntax, but their last extension is .bolt. Now I set the root path bar catch bolt. Let's write. New folder, write bar, and inside this catch, new folder, catch, and bolt, new folder, bolt. Okay, it is our dynamic bolt engine query folder. Bolt engine compile their syntax inside on there. Now open browser and reload, and now present an error, that is app module backend controller index controller handle class cannot be loaded. Yes, it is an error. Now let's solution this error. Write a controller. This name is index controller. New file, index controller dot php. Remember, when you write a controller, then first write their controller name and at last write index controller. Look at that. There index is controller name and last prefix is controller. If you cannot prefix this controller syntax, then the Phalcon framework does not find your controller. Let's write a controller. First write this. Their namespace app module backend controller is I set inside on their app module backend controller. It is our default namespace. Back to index controller. First I write a base controller. I use this namespace and use Phalcon framework namespace, that is Phalcon MVC controller. Let's write controller base class. As I write a controller base class and its extend with controller namespace with this controller, and write a function is initialize and set a header title. This title write with this tag /title prepend. What is prepend? prepend means after set, before set text. Our HTML title text before set Phalcon, and write this view set template after main. What is this view template after set template after main? Your templates go first to the main templates. First, let's write a main templates. First theme, go to the main and write new file. Our new file name I write index.bold. It is our main templates. When any front page load, then first go to this main templates on this bold templates. I also write my bold templates with this. Yes, look at that, they are bold engine similar to HTML, and also difference, their title I set with title, this tag title prepend Phalcon, this Phalcon, and I write my title. Another title is with index controller. My second title write with index controller, and that is prefix on controller based title. Where to set our index controller view engine? There view engine I set on write new folder index and write inside there new file dot bold. Index.bold is the index.php file view engine, index controller view engine on there index.bold. I write my index.bold inside on there. It is similar to HTML. Please check how to write bold. Now write index controller. Now open browser and check. It is our bold rate on index.bold on index folder. I write this index.bold and we see this, but I find an error, that is layout.main was not found. I have a mistake, that is I say this, it is not main. My previous discuss, it is a bold layout, and write view engine main.bolds. I set my bold on this main bold file, and index.bold file I copy from this directory Phalcon GitHub directory, view all repository, and go to the info as info and check theme info and layout dot main. I copy this and paste inside on there. Now reload our server. As we reload this, yeah, it is our main index file. It is a simple application writing information. Next time I will discuss how to create controller, bolt engine, router, etc. And we also discuss how to create SM based structure or module based structure. If you face any problem, please contact us. If you want to create any software and website, I will give you freelancer service. Check my description. Check description in this video and collect important link. Thanks for watching. Enjoy next tutorial.